All right, we are live. You got those pictures?
Hey!
In the wall?
Wait, my ponytail is like,
You got 1 minute.
I got 1 minute? You have, there's that one, that's just one, that's the second time. No, I don't need more minutes. I need that announcement that I for Calvin.
3, 2.
Well, it's a happy Wednesday to you, believers. And you know what? I am so excited because in every trial in life, there's also a blessing. All you got to do is be willing to open your heart and see where your blessings lie. I told you yesterday, God's got a blessing with your name on it. I know you experienced it yesterday, but guess what? He got another one for you today, and he's got another one for me. Y'all, it's your girl, Tamara Fair, on the air, and I'm super excited about being posted in the studio with the Brunch Bunch. What's up, y'all? Y'all, we got a great show for you today. You know, of course, we got our resident security expert guru, Stacey Chauncey, in the building. And we got so many things to talk about. There's so much going on in the world. And guess what? We're going to talk about it. Ain't nobody going to stop us from talking about it. And we want you to hear. So keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. We got way more to share right here on Inspiration 1390.
It's the Community Chatter Spotlight, where we shine a light on hidden figures making a difference. Brought to you by WINSday Communications. Today we're spotlighting the Women's Business Development Center, an incredible group dedicated.
What's up, Tina? Hey, Zoe, we miss you. Okay, listen.
Go to www.wbdc.org for more information.
Marcel's going to want to cut some commercials today.
Get ready, Chicago. The Illinois Midwest Ecclesiastical Jurisdiction Workers Meeting 2025 is here. Join Jurisdictional Bishop David Todd Whitley and Supervisor Mother Dr. Lavanya Whitley as they welcome Church of God in Christ. Bishop along with other.
What's up, Stacey Chauncey?
Evangelist Lakeisha Allen, and Administrative Assistant Willie Scott for 4 powerful nights of preaching, worship, and empowerment. Mark your calendars for March 25th through 28th at Corinthian Temple Church of God in Christ, 4520 West Washington Boulevard, Chicago,
Thursday.
Illinois.
I was going to say, he texted me this morning and said Thursday. But did you all find out if we have somebody on top of that?
Come expecting breakthroughs, blessings,
oh, yeah, he can
and
come
a fresh
Thursday.
move of God.
What's up, Poise Beauty Light?
Call 773-261-32.
I don't know.
This is Frank. I'm leaving this for him.
Let me see that. I need that. This is mine now. Yeah, put my stuff on here. Thank you, Frank. Frank is always the bearer of good gifts.
Yeah. 2 minutes Black History.
Yes, Hansi. He ain't getting that back. Period. There we go.
A new luxury brand from Tamara Fair. Queez comes in 2 distinct flavors.
When I come in here, all I want to smell is Queez. You feel me? You feel me? I'm talking about every day.
Go to bequeeze.com and get your favorite fragrance today. That's BEQUEESE.com. Bequeeze.com. Imagine this. You're asleep and suddenly your phone alerts you. Someone's at your door.
Your commercial
Would you
is
rather
dope.
be caught off guard or be in control?
Safety is
Yeah, you can have that
optional.
back.
It's a necessity. That's why we
You can,
trust secure.
you can have that back. That ain't nothing. It ain't working.
And right now, Secure Home and Automation is
Well,
offering an exclusive deal for new customers.
Apparently, it's
Don't wait until it's too late.
only for his
Call
phone.
866-447-3344.
Because that's finna pop.
That's right. Call Secure Home and Automation today.
What is that?
866-447-3344 and take control of your safety.
On what?
That's
I mean,
I'm just checking my bear.
I mean, this bear works too.
This bear works. Hey, Prado, and I miss you too. What's up, Mr. Arthur Mapp? Hey, Pgita too. Y'all, come on in. Come on in.
For car crashes, truck cases, slip and falls, medical malpractice, police misconduct, and more. No one wants to be injured, but if you are, make the best of it. Call Chicago's #1 accident attorney.
Oh, our exclusive topic today is, you know that there's a misnomer that people always say, and even black people say this: that's why I don't do business with black folks. Have you ever said that? And if so, I want to hear about it. And why? Why do you feel like that if so?
At WINSdayCityInjury.com. Flanagan Injury Law Group. We work for you.
Well, I don't know where we would be, but I can tell you where we are because of Dr. Ruth Temple. She was a leading figure in public health and focused most of her efforts on improving the lives of Black East Angelinos. Now, you know, that's from Los Angeles, right? So in 1918, Temple began the first African-American woman graduate of Loma Linda University in California. She went on to found the first medical clinic in Southeast Los Angeles, where the community health clinic provided residents treatment for substance abuse, offered immunizations, and focused on teaching health literacy. Well, in 1948, Ruth was appointed director of the Division of Public Health for the city of Los Angeles. A clinic in Los Angeles was named after her in 1983, honoring her legacy. Thank you to the ancestors, and particularly to Dr. Ruth Temple, for making sure that we have adequate health care. And that is our Black History, Women's History moment for today, y'all. We finna get down, so keep it locked. Where the songs go? Okay.
Stacey.
Boy, don't you look like a moonlight? Come on.
Okay. Let me show you. I text you, but you don't do that.
Okay. I'm cool with it.
We get it done all hour long.
I know.
Here on the brunch front.
There you go. And there you have it. I think that's great.
Well, hello, gentlemen. Stacey got a call. Oh, I saw the headphones. I knew it was good.
Can you text Tamika?
Oh, I thought you had. Whenever I see the headphones.
I got my grandmother coming out of me today. She used to do this every day, and I stopped doing it.
She didn't do that?
No, she did this.
Yeah, people pull their glasses down and look over the top of them. Like,
no, because her glass was always down here.
Jarrell, welcome back, man. It's good to see.
So Tina Hammond said what she does is never refer to their services regardless of their race, because it's not just that they're unprofessional, because it's not just us. Oh, it's not just us that's unprofessional. No, that's true. Once, when I opened up my native peer school, I waited for 6 months for the fire alarm people to put the alarm system. Not what do you call that? The sprinkler system in. The fire alarm and sprinkler system in.
So I did get, a couple souvenirs for you.
Oh, man.
You went on your trip?
I did.
Yeah. Stayed at the Venetian.
You went to Vegas on your worldwide trip?
Would you be quiet? He had a ball.
I did bring that back for you.
Thank you. Oh, this is fast.
Wait, we share that?
Look at this.
No, I guess I'm.
Oh.
No, we ain't sharing nothing.
I ain't gonna do that to you, bro.
I was like, wait a minute.
That was
He like,
really
he said, I got to give to y'all the same flow with just them. I'm like, oh, we share it. Okay. Oh, man,
That is really
I love
thoughtful. Here. Toast.
it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Wait, do that again. Back on the board.
Cheers.
Action.
Before I gave my life to God, I used to drink my alcohol out of coffee cup.
I thought about getting you a flash, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That's what you should do. How many more minutes is it?
We got 2 minutes on the song.
Give me 1 minute. She give it to you?
You want to run the commercials now?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Here we go.
Yes, that is sweet, Zoe. Step your game up. No.
I had got something for Zoe.
He got you something too, Zoe.
She ain't here. Give me hers.
Now, I stopped buying souvenirs. That's a question of a day one day. Do you buy souvenirs when you go on trip? I stopped buying them because I was traveling too much. So
I saved it.
You do it. You don't know why they got them, but after you start traveling too much, them souvenirs add up.
That was a great lady, right? That's right. That's right. I know. Nice cup. My dad said
you did
nice
your
cup.
story already?
No. Yes, I did my story. I did your story. We rolling right along. We are ahead of time.
Oh, I'm like, what you been waiting on? 18 minutes. What y'all just looking at each other?
No, we have a topic. We have a topic for exclusive topic for the socials, and it is if you've ever said or if you've ever heard people say that they don't do business with Black people. If you've ever done it, why so? And if you've ever heard it, why do you think that is?
I think that's an ignorant statement.
It's a super ignorant statement. Yeah. Especially when you got $261 billion collectively swirling through this national economy. $261 billion means that.
That's my story for the day. When you talk about my story for the day, that's what made me ask that question.
Oh, okay.
And right now, Secure Home and Automation is offering an exclusive deal.
So if you don't want to do business with Black people, then don't shop on Black Monday. I mean Black Friday. What's up? How do you pronounce that? Jewy? What's up, Jewy?
Right. Because you don't stop shopping at a white business when the white person don't do you right.
Or when Asians give you those funguses.
I ain't never heard. I don't do business with Chinese folks. And y'all tell me you got both of them rattled when you said Asians give you funguses. But Adam was like this behind you. And Justice lift up real quick.
Well, because they have a market, and they have the market cornered actually on nails.
I guess that seemed a little.
I'm saying without context, saying that online. Yeah.
But if you go get a bad taco from a Mexican restaurant, you don't say I don't do business with Mexicans.
Oh, I'm not gonna eat no tacos.
Right.
I'm not going there no more though.
Maybe not there.
Yeah, I ain't going there.
But I mean, that doesn't make you stop. It's not shopping the culture. You shopping the shop. So you know what? It's a lot of things going on, but
I'm like, what is happening?
But the EU is retaliating against Trump's trade move and hits beef, whiskey, motorcycles with targeted tariffs. Now, you know, last week we talked about. Well, I wasn't here last week, but I was talking about it where I was.
I'm like, yeah, last week talking about
we were talking about how Canadians clap back. They clap back hard, like in concert clapping. Well, this week the EU is in early 2025. President Donald Trump announced that a 25% tariff on the imports from the European Union, escalating trade tensions between the U.S. and its third largest trade partner. Well, I'm just confused as to why you're going after your allies, like literally, what is that? So the EU responded by imposing retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods worth approximately, and now these are euros, 28 billion euros, targeting products such as motorcycles. Boy, those Harley boys are going to be mad. Bourbon, that's going to be tough too. Peanut butter, textiles, home appliances, and agricultural goods. Well, these measures have raised some concerns about potential economic repercussions, including job losses, increased consumer prices. And that's a big thing at the dinner table and online about how everything that was promised in terms of lowering prices at the grocery store, lowering prices at the textile stores was going to happen under this administration. And in fact, it has done just the opposite in mass. And the disruptions to supply chains on both sides of the Atlantic. So European officials, including Trade Commissioner Marcos Slavalovic and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, have expressed regret over the economic consequences and are advocating for negotiations to resolve this dispute. The question is this a negotiating administration? The escalating trade war has also impacted financial markets. On March the 12th, 2025, what day was that? Today. That's what, right. U.S. stock markets experienced volatility with the S&P 500 ending midday trading down 0.3 after an initial 1.3% increase, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 346 points. Well, companies like Brown-Forman and Harley-Davidson, which are directly affected by EU's retaliatory tariffs, have seen their stock prices pressured. Well, the situation remains fluid, with both sides expressing a willingness to engage in dialogue to prevent further economic damage. However, the ongoing uncertainty continues to affect consumers and business confidence, underscoring the need for a swift and amicable resolution to this trade dispute. The tariffs stem from long-standing trade disputes between the U.S. and the EU, including disagreements over subsidies for aircraft manufacturers and digital service taxes. Well, President Trump has justified the tariffs as a necessary move to protect American industries from what he calls unfair European trade practices. Well, however, many economic analysis warn that such protectionist policies could backfire by increasing costs for U.S. businesses and consumers, while also straining diplomatic relations with European allies. The American Farm Bureau Federation has voiced concerns about the impact on U.S. agricultural exports, which rely heavily on that EU market, particularly for soybeans, corn, and dairy products. And yet you all came in droves out of the farms and voted.
Talk about out of the farm.
Out of the farms. So in response, European leaders have been exploring alternative trade partnerships to reduce their dependency on U.S. imports and exports. There has been renewed interest in strengthening economic ties with China and other Asian markets, as well as increasing intra-European trade. Additionally, businesses on both sides of the Atlantic are lobbying for de-escalation, with multinational corporations warning that prolonged trade tensions could disrupt the supply chains and stifle economic growth. Remember the last time we had a supply chain situation? Everything was halted. If you didn't get that car on the lot, you weren't going to get a car until 3 years later.
I think that was a little bit different, though.
It was very different because they were dependent on those chips.
And chips, and then remember the ports were closed, strike. So we couldn't get anything in. But those are two different times. The ports were closed like about 6 months ago, right?
Right. And they were closed temporarily. But that supply chain that was dependent on the chips, that hiccup.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say hiccup. That heart attack was really massive because Taiwan was saying, we're not putting any more chips out there until you do what we say. And people were at a loss, literally. I mean, it really hit the car industry.
It really hit it big. So I was doing some research on this trade war because, of course, the Republicans are saying one thing, Democrats are saying another.
And the American people are saying yet another.
And American people are saying another thing. So what Trump is doing, what I heard a podcaster say, is chess moves, right? Which is affecting the American people because as he plays chess, it hurts us economically. But I wanted to talk about Canada is clapping back. You said that in the beginning. But they have to be very careful because they heavily rely on our goods and services. So
they don't rely on our lights.
The U.S., well, only 3 states do. The U.S., which is
3 states not having lights is a big deal in the U.S.
But is that going to be hard? We're not a third world country. Is it going to be hard for them to try to get the new grid set up or electricity from other states?
Well, they should have been getting.
They should have been doing that, but they had an agreement in place. The U.S. imposed a 25% tariff on Canadian imports with a 10% tariff specifically on energy products. Canada retaliated, of course, with 25% tariff on $155 billion worth of U.S. goods. Given Canada's heavy reliance on trade with the U.S., these measures could lead to a 2.6% reduction in Canada's GDP, potentially pushing the economy towards a recession.
That's what we had it.
No, but no.
Oh, but yeah.
Watch this. So Mexico, these tariffs could result in a 3% decline in Mexico's economic output, increasing the risk of recession. Now, the only people he's fighting with that it ain't really going to bother is China, because China's diversified trade relationships may help it mitigate some of the adverse effects, right? But of course,
he's not really fighting China.
He did a 20%. He did a 20% tariff on China. China countered with additional tariffs of 10 to 15% on certain U.S. imports that they don't really rely on from us. But the U.S. economy is expected to feel the repercussions of these trade disputes. Consumers may face higher prices due to increased costs of imported goods, which we know, leading to an estimated annual income loss of $1,200 per household, not 2.6% GDP loss, not recession. But personally, $1,200 for me, spending more is a loss, right? But what Trump is trying to do, and I'm not saying it's right, but we got to really understand that what Trump is trying to do is play the big boy, and he's playing it with our lives and our money with a end goal to hopefully bring more money to the country, because we have not been, in his mind, taxing them right. And he said, why should we be paying? But right now, as Canada is clapping back, they got to be very careful, because it could lead them to a recession by fighting with us.
Well, $1,200 per household, and you got 681 million people. No, 68.1 million people that are working that are income earners. That's huge.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't have a problem with if you're trying to make this all about America, except for when you take the savings and you give it to all your billionaire friends. If it's not being felt for all the Americans, then it shouldn't be just for a certain American.
He said he was giving everybody $5,000 and cutting federal income tax.
He didn't have to cut mine. I stopped him.
but he said he's cutting federal income tax. He's firing 4,500 IRS agents. So they ain't going to be doing audits and all that, because we ain't got to pay the federal government. And he wants to give $5,000 for. Now, this is not me saying I'm supporting Trump, but I'm just giving the whole story.
Every time you say something in support of Trump, you say it. And then you give a disclaimer. I'm not saying
I'm not disclaiming.
But let me just say this. As my dad just pointed out on Instagram, that Hitler did the exact same thing on his rise to power.
Okay.
The exact same thing. So you know how that played out. And if history, you are a big proponent of this.
Yes, I am.
If history doesn't teach you what to do, it should teach you what not to do.
That is true. I do believe that. So thanks to your father for tuning in all the way from Brazil.
Yes.
And giving us that good knowledge. I'm just reporting with my journalistic duties some of the facts of the news, not meaning that Trump's facts are true, because we know he lies, and my grandma taught me a lie ain't nothing for a blank to tell.
well, this is great. And on that, we're going to give you some music.
We're going to change your mind. It's MK&M right here on the Brunch Bunch.
I do have a question about that, though. Is it the reason it's seeming so drastic just because it's new, all these tariffs and things and everything's new? But if he gets a system in place, will everything settle down?
That's the hopeful American society, and that's the hopeful human society, period. So. However, if you follow what he has been studying, it doesn't, in an ideal world, that would be great. Yeah. But in a Trump world, it doesn't seem like it's going that way. It seems like it's going to,
once he gets what he wants, he'll just keep wanting more.
Well, it's communistic. I mean, it's authoritarian, totalitarian.
Dictatorship.
And those are the things that
we don't want. But I say this, we don't understand certain changes now. But if you look at history, like in the 80s, I watched a video where Americans were peed off because they were changing the law where you could not drink and drive in your car. And they just didn't understand why, and they wanted to vote people out. And now, look, that's a thing of the past, because it's a normal thing now. So things.
Well, you shouldn't drink and drive.
But here's the thing. He cut all these jobs. There was no
drinking and driving. I don't know if that's a good comparison.
Right,
well, I'm just saying, but that was the norm. The law just came in the 80s for no drinking and driving. How old is this country? So that means that was the norm for hundreds of years. When prohibition happened and people were upset, but I'm saying the point is, during that time when things were changing, there were a group of people that didn't understand the change, didn't want to change. It was shocking. But I mean,
My question
it's the feeling. It's the mentality. It ain't the right or wrong.
But it's also the issue.
It's risk takers versus people who play it safe.
Yeah, but
you can't never understand a risk
but you
taker.
canceling out all of these.
Well, I ain't talking about the job.
I'm talking about
right.
you canceled all that, no empirical data on what that's gonna do. You just went in, we're gonna cut this. Oh, I'm sorry.
And then you lied about what your findings were. That's the exact same thing that Bush did when we went and invaded Afghanistan. Yeah. Oh, they have weapons of mass destruction.
But watch this.
And they didn't.
It was in that moment people were upset, flustered, and all that, but it's not. It's a thing of the past now. It happened.
But look how many people lost their lives.
I know. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying
still trying to recover from that.
I'm not saying
and
it's right.
And then after America bombed them, we sent them aid the next day. Now, I don't know. If I slap you, I'm not giving you a sandwich.
Well, guess what? I was with a very wealthy guy. You know what he told me? His father gave him advice. Go.
What you say?
Let's talk about that now.
What?
The people who made me the most sandwiches slap me the most times.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about that.
But watch this. It's the American way. A guy told me yesterday, a very rich guy told me yesterday that he wants to be in the Olympics. And he's going to buy his way into the Olympics because he's going to find a small country to invest money in and then get on the, Olympic team. He's going to go do archery. He said, because that's the easy one. But he said, my father told me, how about you just go buy a country, take over a country, and tell America you're going to war. They're going to bomb you. And then they're going to come back and rebuild you up even better. Because that's the American way.
But you're going to die in the bombing.
But look, to Tammy's fact, you go bomb Afghanistan, then go build it up. That's the American way.
But you didn't even bring it.
They didn't build that up, though.
No, I said that. I didn't say that we built it up. I didn't say that. What I said
there will be casualties of war.
They went and supplied aid to them after they bombed them. It's like a battered relationship.
That's in personal development too. Now that's stupid.
What's going on?
No, we got to go to Stacey. We out of time.
All I know.
So we can go right into our topic.
All right. Well, hold on.
Well, you were in some better situations. If somebody fed you after they slapped you on both sides of your cheek, you should have been gone out of that.
So your mama, auntie, grandma never slapped you. Wait, Tabby, that's a different situation. They were slapping me and feeding you.
No, they were slapping me to teach me.
Yeah.
They weren't slapping me so that they could take over my life. They was
right, slapping you.
But whose parent was in that situation between Afghanistan and the United States?
No, I got. But you said, if you get slapped and then eat from them afterwards? I mean,
first of all, I would never eat from you afterwards. I would know what you were putting in my food. There's absolutely no way I would do that.
I'd have been whooped and had to go sit at the dinner table.
You almost like a bag of hub. He loved me. He just
having a bad day. That's how he loved me.
But he bought me a diamond ring afterwards.
But they don't usually get that. It usually be gym shoes.
They bought you a Christmas present. That ain't nothing like. That's how it goes.
Wait, what?
The people that love you the most is they gonna hit you the most. That's how it goes.
What?
That's traumatizing.
Every woman, I hope you guys are listening to this. Every woman that would date
Stacey, you ain't on the screen.
Jarrell, I want you to know that this is how he thinks.
Samira, the only women that ever slap me in my face is my mamas and my girlfriends.
Yo, girlfriends have slapped you in your... Oh, yeah, I have.
Well, I had a girlfriend that slapped me too. Why you gotta say? I'm like, what? Now, because I was raised right, I didn't slap her back, but she wasn't around no more after that slap either.
I wouldn't trust a girl that didn't slap me.
Wait a minute, you need therapy.
Y'all, did you hear this? Justice says.
Not Justice.
I wouldn't trust her not having raw emotion.
But she need to have discipline and constraint. Because you slapped me, mama said knock you out.
Oh, I need a drink.
Yeah.
Are
y'all all drunk today?
This is normal. If we get a topic and Justice and Jarrell and Adam get into it, it goes on for all days and days.
The whole show. They have side combos.
Right. Then they start whispering and passing notes and texting.
Listen, I think as a people, as Black people, as African Americans, sometimes we are too emotional and we're not learning all that we should and could be learning. And that's why we're in the positions that we are financially, economically, politically, socially, because we just get so emotional. We talk about, but we're not learning. You have to learn. When you play chess, you have to sit and it could go for hours. You got to learn the move. And you got to watch their moves so that you know how to counter your move.
I agree with that. But then on the flip side, you have people who show no emotion, just let you do whatever you want to do to them. And by the time they figure it out, it's what? It's
too late.
I never liked chess anyway. I always liked checkers.
I love chess.
I like backgammon.
Me too. I like that one too.
But chess teach you discipline. It teach you to slow down. And you may not like their move because it may not be the best, but you got to be moving 4 moves ahead. And
on the topic?
Yeah.
What's the topic?
About the Black business.
Oh, yeah.
People call us.
What's the number?
855-999-1390.
You ready? You going in?
Yeah.
Ready? All right.
I went to the gym this morning. I feel great. Did I tell you I'm down 3.7 pounds from last week? Oh, you weren't here.
What's up, Believers? What's up, Believers? Hello, Tammy and Marcel. It's always good to be back. What's going on?
What's up, Stacey? I just got to say this. If you are not tuned in to the Brunch on YouTube or Facebook, you miss a lot of behind the scenes.
Or Instagram.
Or Tamara Fair's Instagram, Tammy T Fair, but Stacey and Tammy are giving some raw knowledge on behind the scenes. So make sure you tune in.
Oh, so is Marcel. And we definitely want to, but you know what, Stacey, you always come with the boom, bang, boom on security. And literally, because the world is like, everybody is nervous about so many different things. That's one thing that you should not be nervous about. And that is your home security. Mm-hmm. But when you came to the studio today, you raised a good question. In fact, we made it our social media question of the day. People have often said, you know what, I don't do business with Black people.
Right.
And this is even Black people say I don't do business with Black people. I had a parent say to me one time over at my West Side school, she raised her children in Skokie.
Okay. And
so she came to us and her children were thriving. And she had a few issues. And she was like, see, this is why I don't do business with Black people. Mm-hmm. I said, well, that's a very sad testament. Mm-hmm. Because you're Black. You're really Black. She said, yeah, but that don't have nothing to do with it. I was like, okay. Well, that was shocking to me, but it's not uncommon.
And the reason that I wanted to pose that particular question, I was with a client last week, and the gentleman asked me, he said, hey man, I just want to ask you a question. It's not too personal. The company you work for, is it Black owned, or who owns the company? And I was like, well, tell me a little bit more in terms of why that's important. You are prone, you prefer to do business with African American businesses? Businesses, absolutely not. If it's Black owned, then I don't want anything to do with it. I've had some real bad experiences. And so I just took a moment to have a conversation with the gentleman just to find out and pull back some layers. So what kind of work do you do? So he worked for the automotive industry. He had retired from the automotive industry. He was hired into the plant by an African American. They gave him an opportunity from that particular vantage point. But
which is a very good job, I might add.
We did not do business. He called me back 4 days later. He went with my competition, and they did not give him the equipment that he thought he was receiving, so they bait and switched. Then he called and asked me, could I help him out to help him get out of the agreement?
And you helped him.
And I helped him.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? So I showed him how to get out. It hadn't been 3 days to write the decision, and then I'm installing him tomorrow. But it took that to get to this, and I made it kind of a teachable moment. But I thought that was really kind of crazy for him to feel that way, because you had one bad experience with maybe someone of color, and now you don't deal with nobody of color.
But once you go Black, you never go back.
Tammy looked like you wouldn't have serviced him. But you know what, Believers, we've been asking this question behind the scenes, but we want you to call in and why you don't like or prefer not to do business with Black people. If that's your prerogative. You will call 855-999-1390. That's 855-999-1390. And tell us your thoughts if you're like the guy Stacey's talking about, that made up in your mind that you don't do business with Black people.
We are much hard on each other. We really are. I mean, we you can do anything slightly off kilter, and we gonna nail you to the cross.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's systemic.
I do too.
I think it's been ingrained in us, taught to us by the powers that be. But I'll say this: we have to be the change that we want to see. So when you go in a black restaurant, if you get a dirty spoon, you can't take a picture, put it on social media. I ain't never going back. They spoon dirty. But when you go downtown to Ruth Chris, the spoon dirty, you put it in the water and wipe it off yourself.
Guess why not?
Why?
Well, I'll tell you that later.
Well,
it ain't no Ruth Chris.
Well, you know what I meant. You be quiet.
No,
but the moral is
had a lot to do with that, though.
But the moral of the story is, we do that all the time. We go in white establishments. If a spoon or something is dirty, you stick it in some water, you wipe it off. You become a part of the help. But a black restaurant, you're gonna put a picture of it up and blast them and tell everybody.
Because it's
going live.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we're gonna take money out of these folks now. Instead of pulling them to the side saying, "Hey, bruh, I'm at your restaurant. My silverware was dirty. You know, I just wanted to point it out." Now, if the owner gets ignorant, snap back, that's when you say, "Okay, I'm no longer doing business with these people."
Yeah, it's just people. It's not
Correct.
a culture. Because, typically we have to work much harder. We got to get up earlier. We got to do it 10 times better.
We ain't got no money for good
Right.
staff half the time.
Right.
They calling out or they make you late for the radio because they wanted to go get a raffle ticket for some new gym shoes that's coming out. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I cannot, but we got a caller on the line. Caller, what's your name?
My name's David.
Hey, David. What's your comment about that topic?
It is so hurting to hear that black people still don't recognize how important it is to support each other.
That was a good word. Hurtful. It's very hurtful.
It is, because if you read your word, it tells you that a lot of times we was always against each other because of our disobedience toward God. Now, seeing that Donald Trump and all those allies that have been had these felons and all this other stuff, and they put them together and support each other, and black people is still not getting it.
Yep.
It's bad. It hurts. It literally hurts because I know the effects that it takes on us when we are separated. And I know the effect that it can take on the whole country if we were working together more.
Yep. Well, you see what happened when the blackout happened on every Wednesday, that we do not do business with certain businesses, and it is really making an impact. So you are absolutely right. It is hurtful, but I do think that what Marcel said, that it has been ingrained in us from the Willie Lynch letters long time ago, and now we have the opportunity to change that. Thank you so much for calling in and being a loyal listener on the Brunch Bunch.
We got another call on the line. Caller, what is your name and what are your thoughts?
This is Stacey Chauncey's friend in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, I thought you was the one he was talking about. I'm about to say, shots fired, Stacey, shots fired.
I'm an African-American business owner myself, and I can definitely be able to respond to that, guys, for sure.
All right. Well, we want to hear what you have to say all the way from Charlotte.
Well, the thing about it is, the reason I think that because I just think that the education factor. I just think that probably as our race, as we grow as a race, and we ventured out to do business with each other, I think that maybe we had one bad situation and through our community, and it just ran our community. And I think we just chose not to do business with each other because we hold each other to a higher standard. I don't think we hold other races to a higher standard like we hold our own selves.
Very good point.
No, because the white man ice is colder.
Yep.
And
the heat is warmer.
Whatever, But I'm glad you called in. You said something. What just came to my mind was, you got to remember that we had thriving black business districts.
Yep.
And when they dismantled them, burned them down, bombed them like the thugs that they were, Tulsa, Florida, just all across this country. Of course, now the propaganda and the conversation was, let's not let them ever do it again. So let's pit them against each other to know that their business is not as great as doing business with our business.
Well, it goes actually further than that. Further back in slavery times, as we referred to a little earlier about the Willie Lynch letters, and that was how you could control your slaves for 1,000 years. We're still living on that under that 1,000-year period, and it's still working. But you know what? Like I said, we have the opportunity to change that if we talk about it enough. I think the brother from North Carolina said it best: education fact. We have to educate each other on how to be better towards each other. Yeah. So thank you for calling in.
All right, D. Thank you very much.
That was great.
Yeah, that's amazing. Call us at
855-999-1390. That's 855-999-1390. We're talking to Stacey Chauncey, and we're talking about all things security. So we talked about that misnomer. Well, what are some of the biggest misconceptions people have about smart home security, Stacey?
Well, when you start talking about, smart home security, one of the biggest things that people talk about thinking it's out of their price point, that they cannot afford it. That only techies, people that have a tech background, are interested in that type of stuff. But it's really user friendly, number one, and it's very, very cost effective. When something is introduced to the masses, that's typically when you have the highest price points.
Yes.
But over the course of time, the price points tend to what? They come down.
Like them plasma TVs came out, it was $3,000. Now you can get 3,000 TVs.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you're going to get all the TVs you want. Do they even call them plasmas anymore?
No.
Well, listen, Stacey, we got some more callers on the line that want to chime into your question of the day. Why you don't like or prefer not to do business with Black people? Or what are your thoughts on people that think like that? Mm-hmm. So, caller, what is your name and what are your thoughts? Caller, are you there? Hello. Hey, caller, what's your name and what are your thoughts?
My name is Lolita Thompson. I'm looking at, I'm not talking about business, but I'm looking at it from another perspective, working under another Black. And my experience has been, when I work under certain Black managers, they never want to give you a raise. They never want to see you advance. It's like they want to hold you at a certain position. But they'll do it for the other race. That's why I feel the way I feel.
And that's very valid.
And that's a valid point.
Yeah.
And that is a great point. Is she still talking?
Yep.
Well, she said that's the way she feels, but that is valid, and I have actually experienced that.
And
not from an employer, because I went in business I was 20, so I didn't really have a lot of bosses. But from like DCFS, I've noticed that when DCFS comes into Black establishments, daycare centers, they give us a harder time if they're Black reps than they do when they go to our white counterparts. And so she's right. To that extent, that is disheartening. And like the first brother said, that's sad.
But let me ask you this. And for Miss Lolita, thank you so much for calling in and sharing with us. We appreciate it.
Because I didn't even think about it from that aspect.
Yeah, but one of the things though, you can use that as a way to motivate yourself to do your own thing. My story was I had a similar situation where I could not get promoted anymore, and it was African American that I worked for.
Yeah.
And so I started my own.
Yeah.
I learned everything I needed to learn from that particular opportunity. I knew how to do the training, recruiting, and the whole 9 yards. So the only thing that kept me from starting my own was the finances. And then I had to do what? I had to go make it happen somehow.
So
but I want to just say this.
Ready, we can help you with that too.
No, I'm going to say
this. Not only
can
Marcel help you with the Dream Center, getting your business.
Yep.
And you can help. You can also provide some automation.
But we're solution based here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you didn't close your daycare because of one bad Black DCF worker.
No.
All right now. So we're not going to, haters going to hate. That's
they
their
got
job.
One job.
And you know what?
You
didn't get out the industry. And Ms. Lolita, I want to encourage you not to work for another Black supervisor.
That's right.
Because the devil can use anybody. And don't let them use you or the person, because promotion comes from the north. Yes. Not the east, nor the west, nor the south. So I want to make sure that we understand who we are and whose we are. Because we don't want to put too much into Black employers, just like we don't want to put too much in Black businesses. All right, so I just wanted to say that because they didn't even like Jesus in his own hometown, but guess what? They liked him eventually, so they had no choice. He's the King of Kings and Lords of Lords
in the world.
So we got another caller on the line. Caller, what's your name?
My name is
Nika. Nika, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so I have two things. I am a business owner, and as a business owner, a black business owner. Everybody wants bills took up, and when they go and get service, they find something to complain about. That's what bothers me. But this situation I just had, I went to go get my car window tinted. I just purchased a car. So my sister purchased a car as well. So the guy that tinted her windows charged her a specific amount for all of her car windows, right? So I asked him, I said, can you do mine? And he asked what the price was. I said, okay. Even gave him $100 tip. When I go to get my car, it wasn't even, I got my window tinted, but he didn't do my front window. So I'm like, what happened to the front window? He's like, well, you didn't tell me you wanted the front window. I said all. And I capitalized all ALL. That's all the windows on your car need to be finished. And so he was like, well, that's the extra $200. Well, you didn't charge my sister that.
Is your sister not black?
Right. And then, so I said, well, how do you accept your payment? He said, cash app. So I cash apped him, and he said, oh, what is this? This the body lounge? Oh, you got a business? Oh, and then he upped the price. Oh, doing my front window, he want to charge me.
Wow.
My front window.
Now, Nika. Oh, wait, it gets better.
It's more.
There's more.
Yeah, my carpet in my car is filthy from him stepping in it. And I understand you got to step in the car, to tint the window, but at least have some booties on. If this is professional, have some booties on, or even wash the car whenever you're finished. Because I'm driving back home, and I have marks from where.
He just did you in, Nika.
Is this right? Yeah.
So, Nika, let me ask you this. Even though you got it done already, but if you ever need your windows tinted again, are you not going to go to a black window tinter?
I will be going to, I'm sorry, another establishment.
Oh, listen, that's good.
Okay.
Now, I will say this. As an entrepreneur that helps entrepreneurs, that's just ignorant business owners. That's a lack. And when I say ignorant, sometimes a lack of knowledge and understanding. Because I look at people and I do business with them, I'm like, why is your email this way? Or why didn't you put this on professional paperwork? Or why? But then I give some tips, like you said. So I hope you told them, do the booties next time.
Well, part of that, Marcel, might jump in, is that you may want to get a written quote before he does any work.
She
on
did.
It. Oh, you did get the written quote?
She did. I told him. Oh, she was able
in all capital letters.
From that
Not if you're not going to do the
but
service.
not if you if that ain't a part of your business model. And that's where I say ignorant, right? You got to understand that if it's documented, it got to happen. But people play you because they think, oh, that's it. You ain't going to do nothing. But till they run up on somebody like me that's going to have attorney India Rios sending them a letter the next day because I got time. Thank you, Nika, for calling.
Thank you so much. Listen, Nika, thank you so much. And thank you for being a black business owner and continue your success.
Yes, prayers, nothing but success.
And I brought this topic up because I had an experience a week or so ago, and the gentleman that called me back, like I said, I ended up helping him get out the situation. Not only did he do business with me, but he sent me 3 additional clients because of what I ended up doing.
Woo!
That's a praise report.
Stacey, you do great business. You're the best in the industry.
Yes.
And so I often tell all of my clients, especially buying real estate, make sure they call Stacey Chauncey or business owners because, we got smash and grabs. You need top security, not only just to protect yourself, but when an insurance claim is needed. And so if you're looking to get a quote on security for your home or your business or your investment property, all you got to do is call Stacey Chauncey at 866-447-3344. That's 866-447-3344. And one more time for the people in the back, 866-447-3344. Let Stacey and his team know that you just want a free consultation to know your options.
Okay, we got another caller on the line, y'all. You know what I want to hear, though? From one caller at least, a good experience dealing with a black business. Caller, what's your name?
Turn your radio down, caller. Turn us down.
Thanks for listening, but we heard that already.
All right, that caller was still listening to the show, but which is a good thing. Well, you know what? We'll have to keep doing these calls later in the week because
we got another caller.
Okay, take them.
All right. Caller, what's your name?
Hello?
Hi. What's your name?
Terry Hall.
Hi, Carrie.
Terry. Hey, Miss Terry.
Hey, Terry.
How y'all doing? I see you all on Facebook. I'm all for patronizing a black-owned business and promoting a black-owned business. I had a bad experience with one, but I didn't let that deter me. I went into a business inquiring about the services, and the young lady continued to sit at her desk and work on the client she was working with, as opposed to coming up and asking me, what did I want, or, how can I help you? She sat there and yelled across the room at me. This very same business now to this day is closed.
Touch not my anointed, right,
That's
Terry?
right. Touch not.
Client, and I would have referred a lot of people to her, but because you didn't take the time out and say, excuse me, can I talk to this person to see what they want, she lost her business.
Bad customer service.
Right, very bad. But in Stacey Chauncey's case, I've had good service with him. I went to the Black Women's Expo last year after I had my service done with Stacey, and there was an elder lady there inquiring about his service because he had a booth there. And I told the lady, very good. I said, he's very good. He's excellent. You should try him. I said, don't let, all these other businesses fool you. They want your money, but they don't give you good customer service. I don't know if she ever contacted you, Stacey, or not, but I went there and I promoted your business at the Black Women's Expo.
Good for you, Terry.
Thank you, Ms. Hall.
That you could get the business. But she was very, she was an elder person. So I persuaded, I told her. I don't know if she ever contacted you.
Thank you, Terry. We appreciate
Terry,
you.
first of all, thank you for tuning in every day on Facebook Live.
On a high note with that, right?
And listen, and I just want to say, Stacey did not pay Terry to call in. He did not know. Thank you, Terry, for rocking with the Brunch Bunch. We love you.
That's right.
But we are out of time. But we're never out of content. I just want to make sure that you understand, believers, that no matter the bad experience you may have with one black business, you don't put it on the entire race, okay? And give people grace, because sometimes a small business owner, you may call on a bad day and they may not be able to handle their emotions like they want. So try again a second time before you give up after the first.
And speaking of calling, you want to call 866-447-3344. That's 866-447-3344. Stacey Chauncey. Y'all, it's time for us to get on out of here. What you think?
I think that we encourage you to keep Love 24 alive. Tell someone that you don't know that you love them. Tell someone that you do know that you love them. And love conquers all. Yes. Tamara Fair, I love you.
I love you, Action Jackson.
Believers, we love you. Baby Eminem, we love you too. We out. No free promo on the Brunch Bunch.
I know that's right. Y'all, thank you so much for participating in this hot topic. Not only was it hot on social media, it was hot in the studio as well. Thank you, Stacey, for that. Here's here in Mike.
Oh, yeah.
And we will see you tomorrow. Enjoy this wonderful Wednesday. It's sunny outside here in the Shy. And wherever you are, I hope you have your sunshine in your pocket. And if it's not shining for you outside, take it out, put it where you want it, and let it shine on you. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Oh, see you, Facebook.